All right, so I think we should give it a hit from here.
Okay.
All right. Officially, good evening from your end. Good afternoon from people in Nigeria. I want to especially welcome you all today at this webinar titled "Sowing the Seed of Sustainability: Exploring the Power of Organic Farming Globally." So we are here with one of the experts in India that is among the best experts in India, in the person of consultant Anil Matthew Vahis. I don't know if I pronounce that well.
It's called Varghese.
Okay, Varghese. All right, Varghese. So it's someone that is very much experienced in the industry, and he's also passionate about sharing the wealth of knowledge he has gotten to as interest in agriculture. I know in our contemporary society, many persons feel that agriculture is not something that is something that anybody can do, to have a sustainable income. But that's not the case actually. There are so many things that we can get from agriculture. There are so many value chains in agriculture, and that's part of what we will be discussing here today. Organic agriculture has been our roots from inception, before what we have today. With all of the organic, chemicals, being made available for us to use to upskill agro services and activities. So, Consultant Anil is an expert in the field of organic agriculture, and he'll be sharing with us a good number of things that we can take home to implement in our day-to-day activities in our agro engagement. So I also have some of my teammates here with me. Let me see from my list. I have Abdul Jalal, Miracle. I have Omawumi here with me. These are part of my teammates. Jalal, please can you kindly introduce yourself to Anil to say hello. Abdul Jalal, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Anil. So nice having you. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon.
All right, so this is Jalal. He's our logistics manager in Azola Farm Limited. He's actually the one making all of the designs you're seeing now. He's doing a great job for us here. So I also have Omawumi Elizabeth there. Omawumi, can you introduce yourself, please? Omawumi, are you there? Okay, I think she's unavailable, absent. So Omawumi is our sales manager in Azola Farm, and they are all doing their duties effectively well. So every other person, Isaac, you are welcome. Gerard, you are welcome. We are glad to have you here with us, and we hope that this section will become impactful for you in your daily activities. So moving forward, I will introduce Azola Farm Limited to you. Azola Farm, we are a company in Nigeria, powered by young minds, that's youths in Nigeria, and we have committed to build a structure where agriculture wouldn't be a problem for a whole lot of persons, because most times we observe that the major issue people have is when it comes to, aside from the implementation part of the services, we discover that most times it's not much of a problem for some persons, right? So that was why, based on our research, we discovered that the pressing issue that many people have is when it comes to marketing their products to people around their communities or outside their own communities, whatever the case may be. And that brought out the vision of Azola Farm to help people market their product aside from people in their own community. Our application makes it possible for people to reach out to a wide range of buyers or sellers of agro produce, at various locations, regardless of the distance. And we've built, a good structure that makes it easy for people to move goods and services among various places. So these are part of the services that we render. We have livestock available, crops, aquatic, animal feeds, flowers, agrochemicals, farm tools and machineries, timbers, farm. Also, we render agro services, which cut across farming assistance. Hand labor. We have tractor operators and agro training too. This is where we mentor some persons who want to go into agriculture but have little or no knowledge about what they want to go into. We also render such services to them to give them better knowledge on what to do. Moving forward, our country, Nigeria, being the host of our company, we'll be having the basic operational aspects of Azola Farm. So we look at operating in Nigeria from next 3 to 5 years, so that to understand the market properly before we expand to other geographic regions which cut across Africa, Asia, Europe, and America. So for now, Nigeria will be the basics area for Azola Farm to operate. All right, so thank you. I want to thank you once more, Consultant Anil, for taking our time to be here with us today. It's really a great privilege to have you, and we all hope to learn from your great wealth of knowledge. So we'll be diving, into the section of the day proper, so that to save time and resources. So the theme for this webinar is sowing the seed of sustainability. That's exploring the power of organic farming globally. Okay, and we'll be having 4 sections on this discussion, in which the first one we'll be discussing the organic farming principles and practices. The second section will be discussing organic farming and sustainability, right? Then the third section will be discussing organic farming and market aspects. Then finally, we'll be looking at the challenges and future directions of organic, the case may be. So the first question will be going all this way. Sir Anil, what inspired you to specialize in organic farming, and how do you define organic farming generally?
Thank you, John. And I think I'm much privileged to be here in this platform where we are able to communicate with the same language and intentions of what you said as the seeding towards organic certification, and in terms of inspiring the situation of agriculture, which has become stagnant. We need to make sure that there has been a change in the present situation, where we could at any way try to make sure that more people come into the sector of agriculture. We are able to motivate farmers into making up agriculture a very important topic of the day, because agriculture, without agriculture there is no living. That's how I see it. So first of all, let me introduce myself. Mine, as you have already done, Anil Matthew Verghese. I have already 25 years of experience in the field, and I have a huge trail of traveling. I have a company which I have started in India, which is called as Organal Services, which is a fast-moving brand in terms of niche towards organic certification, regulatory consultancy. And coming back to your question, what made me inspired and how do you define organic farming? Okay, so coming to that point, I would like to say is that there is always a saying stating that, the environment you are brought up makes you who you are as you grow up.
That's true.
So I was born in Sierra Leone. I was brought up in Nigeria for 15 years. I traveled and studied in India, worked in Kuwait, worked as an educator in South Africa, and many other countries in Africa. And the process of which Nigeria had actually given me during the 15 years I was there was that always and every day agriculture was something important to me.
Okay.
My father and mother were teachers, so every day when I come back, The first thing that we do in the evening was we go back to the backyard and go to the farms, which we had, and we would do agriculture. So we had poultry of our own. We had all kinds of agriculture products that we grew in our own farms. Now
Yes.
that instincts or that kind of habitual things that I did actually connected me with nature. So it
Wow.
is something that got me connected with nature. It made me understand there is something that actually we have to give a lot of respect, towards which it gives back to us without much care. When we care for nature, nature gives back in the form of agriculture products, right? So
That's true.
as it went on, I completed my graduation and then I completed MBA. So at the end, I have taken a trail where the concerned beginning stages of being in Africa had made me become now to decide that I will take the course of doing a business or a consultancy work where organic certification is something where our traditional farming methods come more into the picture, which is
Yes.
very important than being dependable on many other products, as we say. Now, coming to the next question, where you said about what is it that you would be defining organic farming.
Yes.
Now, organic farming, in my language, it is in such a way where we cultivate the soil, where we nurture the soil, where we nourish the soil in such a way that there is no application of any kind of chemicals, synthetic chemicals or fertilizer into this profile. And at the same time, there is a huge respect towards the environment and eco diversity, and also respect towards animal welfare and human beings, where all the concerned requirements of origins of indigenous seeds are being used. We don't use any GMO. We make sure that antibiotics are not being used. We make sure that hormones are not being used. In the end, it is something where it goes back to our forefathers of being tradition. So coming back to a small summary of it is that where synthetic fertilizers or chemicals are not being used, there has been a huge respect towards the animal welfare, the environment, as well as human beings in the same ecosystem.
Oh, that's very insightful. Thank you so much for that detailed response. Can you share some effective organic farming practices that promote soil health, biodiversity, and ecosystem services?
Right. So when we say about traditional, right, we don't need to be speaking about a lot of languages or explanation. It's not something Mr. Anil had created today, but it's already been existing inside the system by every single farmer, day-to-day activities that they do inside the farms, where they do a lot of crop rotation. They do a lot of nourishing to the soil by doing applying manures from their own animals. They don't depend on fertilizers for all this kind of activities, because you will understand, like the time when I was there in Nigeria, I have not used a single granule of fertilizer in the farm. The farmland was so fertile, I would say so fertile. Yeah, so the land was so fertile in such a way that even if we did not even put compost manure or any kind of additional kind of compost, the yield from the different products was so big. It was so great.
Wow.
And there were large quantities, like yams, like cocoa yams, like plantains, you name it, every single thing. It did not need even. So supposing we even used all the synthetic fertilizer, see, why do we need to depend and spend money on things that will actually affect on the long run degradation of the soil health.
Yes. Yes.
So we need things which are already been natural methods, and these natural methods of already existing farmers methodology is what is important for us to bring back and continue inside our farmlands.
That's great. Okay, continue, sir. Continue.
And that will give us automatically a good soil health, which is the heart of every single root framing towards giving a good yield, right?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And do you know, from my observation, it seems like most persons believe that GMO products are much more transactional when it comes to agro producers. So most persons tend to diversify from the organic part of it, just in the name of they want to make more money or more income for themselves, and then look at and then forgo the importance of the health benefit on the food we consume. Isn't that right? And I believe that we all can also make more what's it called?
Anisinga.
We all can also make more outputs organically, other than using some of these chemical products. So, can you clear some of these people's mindset that GMO, gives them more profit instead of looking at the health aspect of it, other than the business part of it?
Yeah, so I would come first to the first thing that you told me is on GMO, right? Now, I would tell you,
Yes.
first of all, the reason of why GMO was brought into the scenario of the mother nature or to every people inside the countries. Why was GMO brought?
Yes.
That is the first question. That is the first question that we need to answer. Can you tell me, was there any reason GMO was brought? Now, first